to the Beard Speaks podcast. Hey, all right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Beard Speaks podcast. That is right. What's happening? Hey, man, I want to thank everybody for, really showing the love in the last couple of episodes. You guys have blown up my analytics. I've been checking it out, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, man, I'm feeling love, man. I really am. So thank you very much. And I want to do a couple shout outs right now. So thank you everyone here in Chicago, Illinois, checking out the show, out in Singapore, checking out the show. What's going on? Knoxville, Tennessee. What's up, Tennessee? Los Angeles, California, San Antonio, Texas. I got Stockholm checking in, Dallas, Texas. What else we got here? Stony Brook, New York. What's up, New York? Syracuse, New Jersey. I got Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta. Love you guys down there in Georgia, man. Miami, Florida. What's up, Florida? Man, my heart goes out to people out there in Florida, man. I know North Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, and you guys got hit really bad with that hurricane. That weather has been insane, man. So stay strong down there, man. Praying for you guys. Again, what else we got? Washington, District of Columbia. What's happening? Washington, Virginia. I've got Bend, Oregon. What's up, Oregon? Waterloo, Iowa. What's up, Waterloo? St. Paul, Minnesota. What's happening? Murfreesboro, Tennessee. St. Louis, Missouri. Denver, Colorado. Las Vegas, Nevada. We got Stowe, Iowa. What's up, man? Cincinnati, Ohio. We got Morristown, Tennessee. Palatine, Illinois. Providence, Rhode Island. Clinton, Tennessee. Sweetwater, Tennessee. Georgia Town, Kentucky. What's up, Kentucky? Kodiak, Tennessee, checking in. Man, a lot of Tennessee coming in, man. Love it. Posen, Illinois. We've got some country in Seoul, Korea. I can't pronounce. But hey, what's up, Seoul, Korea? I love you guys. Lake Zurich, Illinois. Roselle, Illinois. Abu Dhabi. What's up, Abu Dhabi? Thank you for checking out the Beard Speaks podcast, man. Peace. Mexico City, Mexico. What's up, Mexico City? Tokyo, Hong Kong. Man, the list goes on. Really, man, I'm impressed. I mean, this has gone crazy. And the countries, let me see if I can pull up. I'll go to all of my episodes that I've done so far in the last couple of years, and this will give me a breakdown of every country so far that's been listening besides the United States. We got Singapore, the Russian Federation, United Kingdom, France, China, Israel, Spain, Japan, Canada, Sweden, Germany, Mexico, Australia, South Korea, Hong Kong, India, Bulgaria, South Africa, Nigeria, Oman, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Ukraine, Indonesia, the Netherlands, Ireland, Italy, my home out there in Italy. Ciao, Bella. How you doing, Italy? Thank you for checking in. Moldova, Romania, Thailand, Malta, United Arab, Vietnam, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan. What's happening? Turkey, Greece, Poland, Costa Rica. Oh, my ignorance here on some of these countries, bro. Can't even pronounce them. Argentina. What's happening? Hungary, New Zealand, Denmark, Brazil, Finland. Wow. So again, man, I really appreciate it. I love you guys are coming on the show and checking it out and you know, sharing the show with all your friends, and I love it. So thank you guys very much. Where can you check out the Beard Speaks podcast? Well, thank you guys so much for asking. You can go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, Good Pods, Podfriend, and True Fans, whatever the hell that is. But we're there, baby. I love it. So you guys could check out the beardspeakspodcast.com for all of our social media links. We're on TikTok or on YouTube. Please go check out our YouTube, man. I've been doing a lot of cool videos on there, a lot of reviews on products that I use. They're just kind of bringing to people. There's some really cool stuff on there. Beard oils, some different beard trimmer, just different cool stuff, man. Just go check that out. Also, I've been uploading the actual show on YouTube, and you can listen to it on YouTube if that's where you choose to be, consuming your media. It's there. So check it out. Awesome, guys. So yeah, definitely check out the website. Check out the links to all the social media, Instagram, like I said, Facebook. Although Facebook, man, I don't know. I'm kind of really getting tired. Anybody else getting tired of Facebook out there? I really am. I don't know. It's just like there's not, they just really don't let your content get out there. Instagram's kind of the same thing. I don't know, man, but I'm seeing TikTok's where it's at. I'm getting a lot of feedback on TikTok. I'm getting a lot of feedback on YouTube. So I appreciate that, guys. But if if you're old school Facebook and go there, don't go to MySpace. I'm not there. I think that ship sailed many years. Is it still there? I think it's still there. It might be still like the old landmines, right? Like an old landmine field is probably still out there. That'd be pretty sad. Anyway, so let's get down to business, man. I want to talk about some comic books. I'm going to talk about Batman. I'm going to talk about Spider-Man, but let's get into about Wolverine. I want to get into Spider-Man Lotus. Oh man, have you watched this? Okay, so I came across it probably late to the party. I love Spider-Man. I didn't get the memo on this. So it's a independent film. I came across it. I said, well, let me check this out. So apparently, Gavin J. Knoop, I can't even pronounce the guy's last name. Sorry, Konop is who produced it, and he did the screenplay with a couple other people. Starring Warden Wayne, Sean Thomas Reed. Warden Wayne plays Peter Parker, Spider-Man. So the movie itself, when it first started, I'm like, this is pretty interesting for a low budget. I think their budget was $125,000, I believe, is what I was reading there. Now I'm on their Wikipedia page right now, just kind of getting some information off of it, but it's interesting, right? So the movie, we got Peter Parker, Harry Osborn, right? And Mary Jane Watson is with Harry in this film, right? In this universe, MJ. But it's really just slow, right? So there's a fight scene right in the beginning, and I'm not going to spoil. I mean, if you want to go watch the thing, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But I will tell you, I fell asleep a lot and I had to rewind because the movie moves so friggin' slow. There's so much, and I'm sure, if you've watched YouTube videos about this, I saw a couple. I didn't want to watch any because I didn't want to have it interfere with what I wanted to say about the film. I just watched it, and then I saw that there was a lot of press out there about it, and the only thing I dove into was how some racist comments were made between the actor that played Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and the writer-producer. I don't know even really what it was. I just saw the guy apologized about it, something he said in high school. And these guys are really young too, really young doing this movie. So I don't know what the comments were. I have no idea. And I learned that after I watched the movie, or tried to watch the movie, whatever you want to call it. But very interesting. So in the movie itself, let me see. I'll read the plot here for you. So here it is. So after defeating a new supervillain calling himself the Shocker, that's the first opening scene. So Peter Parker arrives late to a double date with his girlfriend Gwen Stacy, all right, and best friends Harry Osborn and Mary Jane Watson. And after some initial friction due to his frequent absence, this is a typical Spider-Man story right here. He's never anywhere, right? Because he's always out there fighting crime. Peter plans to propose to Gwen during a planned vacation at the lake. However, Peter's arch nemesis, the Green Goblin, arrives shortly thereafter, kidnaps Gwen, and takes her unconscious body to the top of the George Washington Bridge. Peter, as his alter ego Spider-Man, fails to save Gwen, resulting in a final battle between himself and the Green Goblin, resulting in the latter's death. There it is, folks. So there you go. There's the plot. I don't know why I read it that way, but there's the plot. I mean, there's the movie, right? So you sit and you watch Peter Parker be completely depressed, and I mean, dude, I almost cried through this whole movie. Like my life is so bad. I mean, I get it. You know, he lost Gwen Stacy. He contemplates, do I want to still be Spider-Man? The actors were there. They were okay. The CGI, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't nothing to write home about. Not like I watched it and went, holy shit, look at that CGI. It's amazing. Not really. No. And then I figured, well, maybe the story, will pick up somewhere. And you're like falling asleep in the middle of the damn thing. And I'm just like, man, I can't. What did I get myself into? It's a 2-hour movie. The Spider-Man costume was really cool. I think that was pretty cool. There was some CGI swinging Spider-Man. It was like not even, I don't even know how much time they spent on Spider-Man swinging around the city. It was very, very, very minor. So it was very much a depressing movie about Peter being upset that Gwen died. They did talk a lot about his friend's drug problem. So you really do see Harry Osborn's drug problem. Like they talk about in the comics. It's there. They kind of touch on it. Really, then scenes between the Peter Parker and the MJ were a little weird. Just very, very long, drawn out. Whoa, one of the funniest things was there was a lot of scenes of the characters just staring out into nothing while this music played and dramatic. So, I don't know, man. If you got 2 hours to waste, and you're a Spider-Man fan, watch it. It was just very, very boring. Now, the best part of the movie, if you want to call it that, because there is some good to the movie. So there's scenes in the movie where the little boy is really sick and writes a letter and wants to meet Spider-Man, right? So the little boy's name's Tim, I believe, in the movie. He sees Spider-Man as his hero, and he goes to visit the kid, and kid's room's plastered with Spider-Man stuff all over the place. I think the scenes between the little kid and Spider-Man were cool, as far as like telling us, that story. I mean, you could have just done that and just ended it, man. You know what I mean? The movie would have been decent. It would have been nice. It would have told a nice story. The little kid, looking up to Spider-Man. That's cool. It's a good story, man. It's a good, heartfelt story. And I think they ruined it by putting the rest of this garbage around that story, is my opinion. So I don't want to give away too much of it, but watch it. I mean, for that, maybe, it was pretty cool. I know that story hasn't been in the comics before. I just, like I said, to me, the movie was done okay, but there was just a lot of I don't even know, man. It's like I'm afraid to say how bad it was. I don't want people to I don't want to discourage you guys from checking it out. Check it out, and make your own opinion. I mean, everything's subjective. You can watch the movie and go, dude, what are you talking about? This is the greatest Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. I mean, I doubt you'll say that, but I mean, hey, stranger things have happened on this planet, right? So check out the movie. It's out there. I think it's on YouTube now that you can watch the movie. It's 2 hours long. Just remember that, okay? It's 2 hours, and you might fall asleep a lot, so maybe watch it midday, drink some coffee. I fell asleep. I had to keep rewinding to watch it, so it probably took me 3.5 hours to watch this damn thing. But at the end of the day, man, like I said, I mean, kudos to the kids that put this together, youngins, I don't know what I'm going to call them, that put together something like that. I mean, hey, they raised $125,000 to put together this movie, and they did it. So I don't know what else to say other than kudos. But like, there was a lot of controversy again. I didn't know anything about the controversy. I didn't even know this movie existed. I was just flipping around, and I'm like, Spider-Man Lotus, and what the hell is this? And I'm like, let me just kind of check it out, And then when I saw the actors, I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about any of these people. Never seen these actors before. I think the star was the kid, like I said. That kid that played that actor. I mean, the actor that played that kid, very, very, very good. His acting was nice. Now, the actress that played Gwen Stacy was pretty decent. Everybody else was subpar, okay, it was low budget, right? And again, the Spider-Man suit, A+. I liked it. I thought the Spider-Man suit was cool. It wasn't some cheesy suit. It really did look well done. You can see the zipper in the back. I mean, it was kind of like that kind of thing, but the suit itself looked cool, but again, the story was just way too drawn out and just too depressing, and it was... when it was over, I had to scratch my head. So, I don't know, guys. Check it out, Spider-Man Lotus. Tell me what you think. Shoot me a message. We have a new feature now on the Beard Speaks podcast. When you go to the show and the show page, you can go ahead and click message me or email me. It's something like that on there. You can send me a message, or you can go the old school route, the Beard Speaks podcast at gmail.com, and you can send us a message and let me know what you guys think. All right. But otherwise, check it out. Don't check it out. Don't waste your 2 hours. I don't know what to tell you. Decent for a low budget $125,000 movie. And if the drama surrounding it bothers you, I don't know, man. Grow a pair. I'm so tired of this whole cancel culture stuff. Everyone's bitching about this and that, and someone said that. I don't care anymore, man. If I just want to watch something, and I watch this stuff, and I dig comics and stuff, I get out of, just to get my mind out of reality, right? And just for entertainment, pure entertainment. And if you're like me and you dig comic books and you dig superhero stuff, man, then watch it. Don't watch it. Whatever. Like a lot of people are dogging on Disney right now. There is a lot of stuff Disney's doing that's just not cool. But did they ruin the MCU? I mean, that's, we'll talk about that, but let's move on. Let's move on to DC. So I want to tell you, I love Batman too. So I have a lot of favorites, superheroes. Spider-Man obviously being one of them, Batman being another. I've always been a huge Batman fan. Growing up watching the classic Batman TV show, right? That was what everyone in my generation, I'm in my 50s, man. So everyone, growing up in the 70s watched that show. Just amazing, right? So I walked into the comic book store one day, and I was just kind of looking around, picking up. There's a couple of comics I've been grabbing, weekly, just to kind of round off my collection, so to speak. And there's a couple things that were catching my eye. So Spider-Man's Wolverine. And the comic book shop I was going to had a 25% off all Batman. And I was like, oh, okay. Let me see what you guys got for Batman. So I picked up, I'll grab it over here. So I picked up this graphic novel I've never read before. I never collected this series, Batman: The Long Halloween. Now, it's a classic. I mean, I'm probably beating a dead horse. Half of you have probably already read it. Take a swig of my water here. Thank you. But if you have not, I am going to highly recommend you check out Batman: The Long Halloween. I could not put this book down. I mean, I consumed it within days. Okay. What an easy read. And I just finished reading. The last series I read was Thor by J. Michael Straczynski. Now, I'm a huge Straczynski fan. I love Babylon 5. I think that's probably why I'm a big Straczynski fan, is because I was back in the day, Babylon 5. I lived and died on that hill, man, right? Love Babylon 5. Watched that series. I mean, even to this day, I was actually flipping through channels the other day and I found it. I actually found a Babylon 5 station on one of those free TV cable things, and I put it on. We're all the way at the end of the fifth season, and I'm still watching it, still getting choked up. Garibaldi and man, just some good stuff, right? So when Straczynski went back to writing some comics, and I've read some of his novels, which were very, very good. Tribulations is one of my favorites. Are set in Chicago. So if you ever get J. Michael Straczynski, Tribulations, what a great book, man! Pick that up. You'll dig it. But anyway, I digress. So I just finished reading Thor, written by J. Michael Straczynski. There was a 3-set graphic novel set, and it was just a hard read. Maybe because it was Thor. I like Thor, but it just wasn't. I don't know if the story was really captivating, or I just didn't catch me. It took me a long time to finish reading those 3 books. It just really did. In comparison to just picking up Batman: The Long Halloween and just devouring this thing, because the story was captivating. The story draws you in, right? It was just amazing to me. And again, now I see why it's just one of the best-selling classic Batman stories, right? So Long Halloween, really, really awesome. I really recommend you go pick it up. The artwork in this book is just it's great, right? I mean, it's just timeless Batman. I think the artwork in the comics is really something that either turns me on to a comic book or turns me off from even wanting to read it, right? Which is really bad. You shouldn't judge the book by its cover, as they say. But, there are some, I can't stand looking at this art while I'm reading the story, man. Because sometimes to me, either the art is cheesy or it's just not my... Yeah, I don't know. It's just not the way I see the art. When you're reading a story without reading, when you're reading the story without looking at the pictures, right? You're envisioning this in your head, and you have your own vision of Batman or Wolverine or whatever. So if you're reading a story in a comic book, and you're looking at the panels and all the graphics and everything like that, and the art is just not speaking to you, it just makes it worse and kind of cheesy. So I think that turns me off from buying certain comics. I don't know. Tell me if you feel that way. That's just me. Sometimes I'll pick up a comic book and I'll start looking through it, and or I'll Google real quick. Okay, what's the story going to be on this one? What's the story arc, if there is one out there that I can figure out? Well, do I want to read this? Does the artwork look cool? If the artwork looks cool, maybe I'll just buy the book, and I'll read it and see, was that good? Was it not good? I don't know. So, but that's me. But go ahead and pick up Batman: The Long Halloween. You will not be disappointed, man. I mean, this was just an amazing story. So I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read it. If you guys did read it, obviously cool. It's a great story with Two-Face and Catwoman. I mean, it's just really, really, really good, man. It really held my attention, and that's important, right? To get a good book. So I went ahead after I read this, and then I went online and I double checked to see, hey, I would like to see this if it was released as a movie, right? Or anime, graphic, whatever. I just want to check it out. I don't know why I say anime, graphic, but you know what I mean, cartoon. Let's just call it what the hell it is. So I wanted to see if I was out there as a cartoon, and I wanted to check it out. So lo and behold, there was a long edition version, and it was a 2-parter. So I watched it, and was it as good as the book? I know this is cliche to say, it was not. There was a lot of stuff taken out and changed for the movie, the cartoon, quote unquote. I didn't dig it as much as I liked the book. So if you've watched the movie, right, do yourself a favor and pick up the graphic novel, man. Really, really do that. I mean, what is it? How much is this book? $30. So $29.99. And if you're in Canada, it's $39.99. I don't know why it's more for you guys, but, hey. So pick it up, check it out, read it. Let me know what you think if you have never read it before. If you have read it before and you have watched the cartoon and you thought that one was better than the other, let me know also. But I definitely think the book was a lot better, way more in depth and a lot more storytelling. So I'm going with that. I would actually read it again. So I'm very excited though, because they do have the new series out and I just started picking that up. Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. Now, why they called it The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, I have no idea. That they could have just called it The Last Halloween. We all would know it's a sequel to The Long Halloween, but that's what it's called. Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. So I just picked up the first one or two comics, right, that just came out. So I think that's going to be a 10 or 12 issue run. So I just started picking that up. I haven't read it yet because once I finished reading The Long Halloween, let me see, my next book I dug into, I picked up Deadpool versus Wolverine, and this looks pretty cool. So I'm going to start reading this one and just kind of check it out. I love the artwork in it too. But this was released. When was this one released? I can't tell you. But it's the Marvel Collection Editions, the Marvel of Deadpool versus Wolverine. So it seems to be it's definitely an older comic, but and Deadpool versus Wolverine doesn't say, my friends. Sorry, but I'll plaster a picture of it on my socials. You can see which one I'm reading here. I should have been a little more prepared about that. Sorry, but it's looks like a great book. I read a couple pages so far. It's already kind of drawn me in. So kudos to those guys. But I think it's just after I saw the movie too. Did you guys see Deadpool versus Wolverine? That was a pretty cool movie, huh? I mean, it made a shitload of money. I guess it was cool. I mean, was it everything I thought it was going to be? I don't know. I'm going to watch it again. I watched it once. I went to the theaters to see it, and I thought it was pretty cool. The dog was just too much for me. It's just hilarious. But there was a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff in the movie. I think a lot of nods for the fans and stuff like that, but still a good movie. But the comics, you just can't beat them. I think a lot of the stuff that they do in the MCU is just I don't know. It takes away a lot from some of the comic book stories, but I did love, Deadpool calling himself Marvel Jesus. I thought that was hilarious. He's going to swoop in and save the MCU. I mean, but let's face it. I mean, some of the stuff that's been coming out recently with the MCU is kind of just, I don't know. The latest few movies just, I don't know. There's not that good, but nothing beats like when they first started, man. It was really cool. Great concepts, great ideas, bringing all these guys to the big screen. And I don't know, I think it's kind of lost its flair a little bit for me. But and I'm not one of these snobs of, are you a Marvel guy or a DC guy? I don't know. I like both, right? I think DC, I mean, they screwed up the DC universe, the movies. They just never do anything good. I think, if you follow my socials, you guys know who I think the best Batman is, right? So that's going to be without question, So, Beetlejuice. He's the best Batman, man. He's the best Bruce Wayne. He's the best Batman. I just, I loved his Batman, and I think that'll go down in history for me as the best Batman. But needless to say, let's move on. I did pick up another Batman because I went back to that same comic book shop. There's a couple I frequent, but I went back to this one, and again, they had 25% off Batman. And I saw some killer, again, I went with the artwork, man, and Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. So I checked this out. The comic looks really cool. Let me see. I think I got it pulled up here on DC's page. This one is a new series the Kryptonian age. So it's Batman. I would not watch that. So Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian age. So I picked up the first three and some of the actual variant covers. It really pisses me off that these comic books do the variants. I mean, they just make you want to buy more. But I do it for the artwork more than anything. Sometimes, like I said, I really love the artwork, and that really speaks to me sometimes more than the actual comic does. I don't know if that does that to you guys out there. Let me know. But for me, definitely the artwork speaks to me, and it looks really cool. So Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian age, very cool. Haven't read them yet. I just picked up the first three and quickly brought them home, put them in the with the cardboard back and in the bags, and just stuck them in my box. And I think I'll get some time to read those. But I'm collecting them as we go along. That's one of the series I started to collect. And when I got that, I said, hey, do they have a cartoon? Let me go see if there's a cartoon. So I did check out Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, which was out in 2018. And it's an American adult animated superhero film. Sorry, not a cartoon. Let's call it what it is, an adult animated superhero film. So Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, I was a little disappointed because the graphics in the film, in the adult animated superhero film, were a little different than you see on the cover for the movie, right? Totally different Batman mask and everything, and it was a cool story. If you haven't watched it, you can check it out. So what's the plot? So in a Victorian era Gotham City, Batman saves a wealthy couple from being robbed by three orphans, right? And he defeats their abusive handler. So the guy was like this really big, meaty, beefy dude who took over these three right there. That's kind of sick, right? Takes over these three little kids, and he's got them doing his dirty work. So Big Bill Dust, right? He at the time, Ivy, so Poison Ivy's in this, right? An orphan turned exotic dancer and prostitute. So this is an adult animated superhero film. I would not recommend it for children. Becomes the newest victim of the serial killer called Jack the Ripper, who preys on Gotham's poor and dissolute women. So basically, you've got Batman right in the middle of a Jack the Ripper story, right? And I'm not going to spoil who Jack the Ripper is if you haven't seen it. It was a little twist on, the Batman story, because I was like, okay. You've got the normal people in there. Selena's in there, Selena Kyle, James Gordon, Harvey, Bulldog Bullock. There's just a lot, Harvey Dent. So, you've got Batman in the middle of that Victoria era, and it's the Victorian era, excuse me. Very cool. I dig that era, and to put Batman in there was really cool. I would have liked the graphics to have been a little bit better, but good story nonetheless. Not bad. I dug it, and again, this one came out in 2018, so it's been out there for a while. I've never seen it, but yeah, check it out, man. If you guys have seen that and dug it, let me know. But it's recommended. I like it, and I'm gonna see if the new series Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age, is anything like this. So the artwork's a lot different, and honestly, the alternate covers that the series, just the first, I think I was only able to get the first two, because there was a Batman, and then there was a Catwoman, and then there was another one. Now I can't remember if it was a Batman also. Just phenomenal artwork for these covers. I mean, just amazing. And I'm like, I gotta have these. And for $4, and it was 25% off. So I'm like, hey, I gotta have these for my collection. So I picked those up. And again, we'll see what that story's all about. So it might be pretty cool. So we'll see. So I think number 5 is coming out. I still haven't picked up number 4. I gotta grab that one. But I got 1, 2, and 3. And maybe we'll start reading that one. So what other comics, Pat, are you looking at lately? Well, let me tell you. I'm glad you asked. So I started collecting Spider-Man Black Suit and Blood. I know Straczynski is one of the writers on this, so I'm interested. I haven't read it yet, so the new Spider-Man has taken over. So celebrate the 40th anniversary of Spider-Man and his black costume. So Black, White, and Blood is the new series, and I think there's only going to be 6 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So we will see. I mean, I haven't read them yet. I've picked up the first 3 comic books. I don't think, let me see. The third one just came out last week. So you might be lucky to go out there and still pick these up. I found some variants, again, with these variants, man. But now I'm getting hooked on checking out, like, finding the variants. When I walk into the store, I try to get there right away. I'm like, okay, here it is. Now where are the variants? So I did pick up a couple of these for the variants. The first one I was only able to get a couple of them, but they come out with too many variants. Maybe 1 or 2 is nice, man, but you got like 4. Some got more. I've also been picking up Wolverine. So the new Wolverine, this one. Let me see. So this one. Number 2 comes out this week, depending on when you're reading this. So I'm recording this on 10/15, so October 15th, 2024. So if you're listening to this right away, when it comes out tonight or tomorrow, this comes out this week. But anyway, go check out Wolverine. This is a really good comic. I love the artwork on this one, and it's just amazing artwork. So Wolverine is really cool. This one is, what's this one called? I have to go double check now. Wolverine number 2. And let me go take a look here. There it is. Wolverine, A New Beginning, From the Ashes. So there's 1, 2, 3. I think it's a 4 comic series. What I'm reading here? I believe so. Yep. So far it's a 4 comic series. All right, well, there you go. So, and of course, you're going to have variants for every one of these. So I just started picking this one up. This one looks really good. And what else do we have here for Wolverine? I believe, if I go back, let's take a look. I wasn't going to get into Daredevils. Like some of these, I try to pick up comic books that are, you know what, this is a new series, so I'm like, okay, let's check it out. Like Venom, they got the Venom Wars. I started picking up a couple of those. I haven't read any of them yet, but I think it's like this whole story. I don't even know what the hell's going on because there's so many of them, and it looks like they're just kind of weaving in and out of different comic books and different storylines with Spider-Man, obviously with Venom. They got Daredevil. They got Wolverine with Venom. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. Pretty interesting. But there's another Wolverine I've been picking up here. And let me see if I can find this one real quick. Characters. Here we go. Wolverine. So this one, we're going to have to talk about my Wolverine tattoo too, guys. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited about this. So we've got Wolverine on 2 different comics, I think I'm picking up now. And I don't know why this one's not showing. Marvel's website, man. You guys got to get it together here. You got to get it together. Yeah, I can't find it. There is another Wolverine that I've been collecting that's awesome. I'm going to go to the release calendar here on Marvel's site. So Amazing Spider-Man. I do have a whole run of Amazing Spider-Man Straczynski. I've only got a couple of them that I'm missing that I still have to pick up. So that is something I have to. I usually check when I go to Comic-Con and stuff like that to see, do I find them. I only have a couple of them missing now, which I'm pretty happy about. And I'll have that whole collection, which will be nice. So, okay, so we got Spider-Man, Black Suit and Blood, the Venom War Wolverine. I grabbed those. And I think I got Deadpool and Spider-Man. But then there's also this other Wolverine, and I don't see why it's not showing up here. There's Deadpool Team Up. I haven't picked that up though. Venom, Ahsoka. I don't even get into the Star Wars comic books anymore. I love Star Wars, or did. Let's not even go there. Let's not even get into Star Wars on this episode right now. Here it is. Wolverine Revenge. Yeah. I didn't get the red band one though, but Wolverine Revenge number 1 and number 2 I picked up, and I got a bunch of the variants. Yeah, very, very, very cool comic. Great freaking artwork. But here, now here's my perfect example. So Wolverine Revenge number 1 comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 variant covers. Are you shitting me? Okay. It's like, come on, dude. 11 different variant covers for the number 1. What did they do for number 2? Let me go take a check. Let me take a look. For number 2, right here, variant 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, only 4. Not the end of the world, but still, man. You're coming out with 4 different variants. And the artwork, some of them is really cool, and some of them is not. So if you're collecting, let me know. Drop me a message. Let me know. If you're collecting, is that really what you're doing? Are comics even worth that much anymore? I mean, if you really think about it, the worth of a comic book is usually because they don't really produce that many. Or, like over time, if you have that original, issue of when Spiderman first came out, or the Hulk, or, Superman, and, nobody took care of comics back then, right? They were just tossed to the side. You read them, you toss them. But then the people that put them away, right? And they're still out there, they're worth something, and they're worth a lot of money, right? But are these going to be worth anything? Is there any real value in this other than the $5-10, whatever some of these comic books go for? And then you're bagging them, you're putting them away, you're putting them in the box, and we all do it, but it's like, what are they going to be worth? I mean, maybe something someday. I don't know. I think if the story's good, and that's why I really, and the artwork is good. That's why I collect them, and that's why I check them out, and I kick back and read these stories. And sometimes you are disappointed because the artwork's great, the story sucks, or vice versa. The story's really good, and the artwork, But again, I don't fall into that category because I really don't buy stuff if I don't dig the artwork. I really gotta like the artwork for it. And go for it. So speaking of the artwork, and before I close it out, I am starting to work, and you could check out on my social. I am starting to work on my Wolverine tattoo. So a good friend of mine, he was a tattoo artist, amazing tattoo artist, has been bugging me for years, and he and I have been talking about designing this Wolverine tattoo, ripping through my cancer lymphoma ribbon. So I got nicknamed Wolverine at the hospital because when I was going through my cancer treatment, when they did a bone marrow biopsy on me, they broke 2 or 3 core tools going into my bone to try to pull a core sample out to check if I had the cancer in my bones. So obviously, it was cool to be nicknamed Wolverine, right? And because I healed quickly and everything like that. So the name stuck on and on, going on years now. So we always talked about that would be a really cool tribute to beating cancer, and being Wolverine. And so we've been working on that. The tattoos, the outline's done. I'm going in. There's going to be a couple sessions. I'm going in this weekend to get color. So follow along. I did post it up on Facebook, I believe. Not on TikTok yet. I think on TikTok, I'll go ahead and capture all the photos and then put together a video. But as of right now, I did put up a photo of the outline. I mean, it's just the outlines there, right, on my arm, and that's where I get the tattoo done. And we are going to get it colored in, and we're just carefully choosing the color. I'm going with the yellow and blue. I don't want Hugh Jackman on my arm. Hey, love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but I'm not putting him on my arm, right? So I'm going with the comic book version, black, blue, yellow, but a little more muted colors. So I'm really, really being careful about how I want to do it, what's going to be in the background, how everything's going to look. And well, just a great tattoo so far. And I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Excited to show you guys as it gets put together. So anyway, guys, so there you have it. Thank you for jumping on board and listening to me rant about comic books today. I figured, it's one of those passions that I have. I want to share with you guys, and I sat through and suffered through frickin' Spiderman Lotus, and I needed to let that shit out, man. I had to talk to somebody about it and say, hey, man, listen to this. And again, man, check it out. If you dig the movie, let me know. Send me a message, and check out Batman Gotham by Gaslight, the adult animated superhero film, and let me know what you think of that. And please do yourself a favor. The last Halloween, man, if out of everything I've talked about today, just a phenomenal book that, like I said, I couldn't even put the damn thing down because it was just so good, right? I couldn't stop listening to it. So check that out, listen to it, and listen to it. Check it out, read it, and keep listening to the Beard Speaks podcast, right? So, all right, guys, listen, I appreciate you guys listening. Please go to www.thebeardspeakspodcast.com. Check out the show. Go to our Facebook, our YouTube. Share it with your friends. Love you guys. See you on the next one. Peace.